What's good, y'all, man? We are back with another video, man. How y'all doing? If y'all doing great today. Today we got how many alien civilizations exist in our galaxy. If you believe that we are the only people here, yeah, bro. I'm just leave it at that. We get into the video. Yeah, bro. See what happens.
Ancient civilizations that were separated by centuries, and yet this same pictogram was discovered in every one of them.
It's the oldest and the greatest cosmic question of all. Are we alone in the universe?
No.
Given the fact that there are countless alien worlds with conditions similar to Earth, almost nobody believes life on our planet is unique. More than 300 million worlds with similar conditions to Earth are scattered throughout the Milky Way.
300 million,
so perhaps
bro?
a much better question is, are we alone in the galaxy?
Given the fact that we've already identified 4,000 exoplanets orbiting other stars, and we have a census of the Milky Way galaxy for the first time, we know that on average, every single star has a planet going around it, and about 1/5 or so of them have Earth-sized planets going around them. So just do the math. We're talking about out of 100 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, we're talking about billions of potential Earth-sized planets. And to believe that we're the only one is, I think, rather ridiculous. Given
exactly,
the odds.
like if you
how
think
many galaxies are there?
Like, if you still think we're the only people here, bro, like where's your mind at? Like every day on this, like you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you? I don't know. How's your thought process? How you
within sight of the Hubble Space Telescope? There are about 100 billion galaxies. So do the math. How many stars are there in the visible universe? 100 billion galaxies. Times
that don't
100 billion.
That don't be crazy to y'all, bro. Like we are a galaxy. We're on this planet. We're on this planet just orbiting in the middle of nowhere, bro. Like, and we're on the galaxy. Like we're one of these galaxies, bro. Like, and we're just like this small toward the whole. It's crazy to me.
Billion stars
God, like, if
per
you try
galaxy,
to put that in your brain, you're gonna override your head. You're not
human
gonna know
imagination. And to believe that we're the only ones, I think, is rather ridiculous.
For more than 60 years, all we had to answer this question was the Drake equation, which suggested there were probably between 1,000 and 100 million planets with civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. Now, scientists at the University of Nottingham think they've come up with a new cosmic evolution-based calculation that suggests that there are to be at least
the whole universe is made of
ongoing intelligent civilizations in our Milky Way galaxy.
Ever wonder why some people are able?
You're crazy, man.
Intelligent alien civilizations are ranked using the Kardashev scale, which is a method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy it is able to use.
Well, first of all, we have to understand the level of sophistication of an alien life form if we make contact with them. I think in this century, we'll probably pick up signals from an extraterrestrial.
We probably already have the
day-to-day transmissions that they emit. And the first thing we want to do is to A, decipher their language, of course, but B, figure out at what level they are advanced on the Kardashev scale. I'm a physicist. We rank things by two parameters, energy and information. That's how we rank black holes. That's how we rank stars. That's how we rank civilizations in outer space. So a type 1 civilization is capable of harnessing planetary power. They control the weather, for example. Earthquakes, volcanoes, they can modify the course of geological events. Type 2 would be stellar. They play with stars, entire stars. They use the entire energy output of a star, sort of like Star Trek.
So he's going for different
planets that colonize the nearby stars. So a Type 2 would be somewhat similar to Star Trek. Type 3 would be galactic. They roam the galactic space lanes. And Type 3 would be like Star Wars, a galactic civilization.
Late English theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking warned us to stop reaching out to aliens before it's too late, as they might not turn out to be the friendly kind we hope for. Hawking said, "As I grow older, I am more convinced than ever that we are not alone. One day we might receive a signal from a planet like Callisto 832c. But we should be wary of answering back.
Didn't he pass
If
away?
we
The one
are
that was in
indeed
SNL?
not alone in the galaxy, and an alien civilization has ill intentions towards us, it's already too late, as we've already been broadcasting our location to the universe for years.
I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that we are probably not alone. We tend to think that we are special, but that's a sign of immaturity. We have our technology only for 100 years, and it's evolving exponentially right now on a 3-year timescale. So imagine what would happen in 100 years, in 1,000 years, in 1,000,000 years, or in 1,000,000,000 years. Now, the sun is actually relatively late in the star formation history of the universe. Most of the sun-like stars formed earlier, and some of them already died, became white dwarfs. If you imagine that a civilization like ours existed around a typical sun-like star, by now, if they survived, they could be 1,000,000,000 years old. And then imagine 1,000,000,000-year technology. It would look like magic to us, an approximation to God. We wouldn't be able to understand it. In my view, we should be humble. And by the way, we should probably just listen and not speak. There is a risk if you are inferior. There is a risk if you speak too loudly, something bad may happen to you.
Given the fact that we are currently in the dark with no evidence and can only estimate the number of alien civilizations in our galaxy from as low as a handful to as much as 100 million planets with civilizations in the Milky Way, there is also an unpopular, albeit possible answer. Almost nobody believes we are alone in the universe.
Exactly,
but when it comes to a technological civilization in our galaxy, maybe we are it.
I don't necessarily think that we're the only ones in the observable universe, which goes out, roughly 14 billion years in light travel time, and more like, 46 billion years when you take into account the expansion of space. So the diameter of our observable universe is something like, 90, 92 billion light years. That encompasses 100 billion to 1 trillion galaxies with, 100 billion stars each. So now you're talking about something like 10 to the 22nd, 10 to the 23rd power stars, and roughly an equal number of Earth-like planets and so on. So there may well be other intelligent life, but we may well be the only ones in our Milky Way galaxy. At most a handful, I'd say, but I'd probably side with the school of thought that suggests we're the only ones in our own galaxy, just because I don't see
I don't know about that
human
either,
intelligence as being a natural evolutionary path. I mean, there's a number of arguments. First of all, there's been more than 10 billion species of life on Earth. Nothing has approached our level of intelligence and mechanical ability. And
you got rats, squirrels, mouse,
whales, and
dolphins, whales,
reasonably intelligent.
sharks.
But there's no evidence that they can think abstract.
Why does all this exist? Like, why does all this?
They certainly can't build machines with which.
That's the question I don't know. Like, why does all this exist? Like, why does? I don't know, bro. I guess
study the world. So that's one argument. Secondly, we came about as early hominids only 4 or 5 million years ago, and as Homo sapiens only about 250,000 years ago. So for the vast majority of the history of life on Earth, an intelligent alien zipping by Earth would have said there's nothing particularly intelligent.
I know this is off topic, bro. Like how am I able to record this video and y'all seeing it? Like y'all don't ask the question about like how am I able to call somebody and I can hear them on the other end, like,
intelligent or mechanically able. Thirdly, it's not clear that our intelligence is a long-term evolutionary advantage. Now, it's clear that in the last 100 years, 200 years, we've improved the lives of millions, hundreds of millions of people, but at the risk of potentially destroying ourselves.
In recent years, some astronomers have tried to put more empirical emphasis behind the number of alien civilizations in our galaxy. They have focused on two great unknowns: the odds of life arising on Earth-like planets from abiotic conditions, a process called abiogenesis, and from there, the odds of intelligence emerging.
At Full Sail, we take a...
Even with such estimates in hand, astronomers still disagree about what they mean for life elsewhere in the cosmos. When it comes to the question, are there other civilizations in the Milky Way, the scientific community is divided, as one half point out to the sheer number of Earth-like planets, so we can't possibly be alone, while the other half demands hard evidence. After all, if our galaxy was teeming with life, where are all the aliens?
the Fermi paradox. If they're
It could
common,
be inside
where the
Earth,
hell
though.
are they? And, you know, SETI has been now, the search
In
for
Earth.
extraterrestrial intelligence has been scanning the skies. And true, we've only looked
Maybe we should stop looking outwards and look inside Earth. Maybe the inside of Earth. You know what I'm saying?
100 light years out. And that's a tiny fraction of the whole galaxy, a tiny fraction of these 100 billion plus stars. Nevertheless, if the galaxy were teeming with life, especially intelligent life, you'd expect some of it to have been far more advanced than ours. The chemical evolution of our galaxy was such that billions of years ago, nuclear processing in stars had built up clouds of gas after their explosion that were rich enough in heavy elements to have formed Earth-like planets. So there could be civilizations that are billions of years ahead of ours. And if you look at the exponential growth of technology among Homo sapiens in the last couple of 100 years, and you just project that forward, I mean, there's no telling what they could have achieved even in 1,000 or 10,000 years, let alone a million or 10 million or a billion years. And if they reach this capability of interstellar travel and colonization, then you can show that within 10 million years, or certainly 100 million years, you can populate the whole galaxy. So then you don't have to have tried to detect them beyond 100 or 1,000 light years. They would already be here.
John crazy.
Thanks for watching. Did you...
Bro, he goes to tell me, like, bro, this is really proving, like, this is not why. We can't be the only people here, bro. Like, just think about it, bro. So you tell me it's only like us human beings, like we the only people here. But hopefully y'all like the video, man. Hopefully y'all learned something too. And yeah, man. See y'all tomorrow, bro.